There's a veil between the ordinary and the extraordinary. It's thin, fragile, almost invisible, yet it holds most people back from seeing what lies beyond. For centuries, this veil has separated those who live within the confines of a predictable world from those who bend reality itself. The top 1%, those rare few who possess what we call the 33rd degree knowledge, know the truth. Reality isn't a fixed, unchangeable thing. It's a canvas, and you, whether you realize it or not, are the artist. Welcome to the edge of something profound. This isn't about wealth, status, or power in the traditional sense. It's about a deeper kind of mastery, one that begins in your mind, flows through your soul, and reshapes the universe around you. The rules you've lived by, the ones that tell you what's possible and what's not, are illusions. They're designed to keep you in line, to keep you small, to keep you tethered to a reality that someone else created. But the top 1%, they don't follow those rules. They rewrite them. Here's the secret they've uncovered. Perception is everything. Most people wake up each day believing they're experiencing the world as it is, objective, solid, unyielding. They see a job they dislike, a bank account that's too low, a life that feels stuck, and they assume that's just how things are. But it's not. Perception isn't a window you look through passively. It's a kaleidoscope, twisting and turning every moment into something new. The colors, the shapes, the patterns of your life, they shift with every thought, every glance, every breath. What you see isn't reality. What you see is your reality. This is where the 33rd degree knowledge begins. The top 1% don't just observe the world, they mold it. They've learned that perception isn't a gift handed to you by chance or circumstance. It's a tool, a key, a power you wield whether you know it or not. Think about it. When you look at a challenge and see an obstacle, your mind locks you into a struggle. But when you look at that same challenge and see an opportunity, the struggle dissolves. The situation hasn't changed. You have, and that's the first crack in the veil. Imagine this, your perception is a lens. A dirty lens clouds your vision, narrows your world, keeps you trapped in a cycle of sameness. A clear lens, sharp, focused, expansive, reveals possibilities most people never dream of. The top 1% don't stumble through life with smudged glass. They polish their lens daily, deliberately, obsessively. They see beyond what's in front of them. They see probabilities, potential, pathways others dismiss as impossible. And because they see it, they create it. Let's pause here. What if everything you've accepted as true about yourself, about the world, about what's possible was only a story? A story you've been told, a story you've repeated, a story you've believed so deeply that it became your reality? The top 1% know this. Stories can be rewritten. The moment you question the narrative, the moment you dare to see differently, the veil starts to tear. Reality, as you've known it, isn't a prison. It's a playground. This isn't theory. It's not philosophy to ponder over coffee and forget by noon. It's a fundamental shift in how you exist. The top 1% don't wait for permission to change their world. They don't ask the universe if it's okay to step beyond the ordinary. They know the universe is waiting, eager, even for someone bold enough to claim their power. And that power begins with perception. It's the spark that lights the fire, the first note in a symphony, the crack that splits the stone. So, what will you do with this? Will you keep walking through life with the same tired eyes, seeing the same tired things, living the same tired days? Or will you dare to look again, to see not just what's there, but what could be? The 33rd degree knowledge isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's not locked away in some secret vault. It's here, now, whispering to you through these words. All it takes is a shift, a choice, a willingness to believe that reality bends for those who see it differently. The veil is thinning. Can you feel it? This is your invitation. Step closer. Look deeper. The extraordinary is waiting, and it begins with how you see the world today. You've begun to see the veil. Now it's time to understand the tool that tears it apart, your mind. Most people think their thoughts are just whispers in their head, random, fleeting, powerless. They wake up, let their mind drift through a haze of worries, complaints, and what-ifs, and assume that's all it is, noise. But here's the truth the top 1% know, the cornerstone of the 33rd degree knowledge. Your mind isn't a receiver. It's a projector. Every thought you hold isn't just a reaction to the world. It's a blueprint for the world you create. Think of your mind as a machine humming with energy, casting light onto the screen of reality. What you project, you experience. If you fill your thoughts with scarcity, I don't have enough, I'll never make it, things always go wrong, the universe listens. It mirrors that frequency back to you. Your days become a parade of lack, struggle, missed chances. But flip the switch. Fill your mind with abundance. I am capable, opportunities find me, life flows in my favor, and watch how the picture changes. The top 1% don't stumble into success. They design it thought by thought. This isn't wishful thinking. It's mechanics. Your thoughts emit a signal, a vibration, a frequency that the universe tunes into. Science hints at this: quantum fields, energy waves, the observer effect, but you don't need a lab to prove it. Look at your life. That job you hate but can't leave? You've thought yourself into that corner. That dream you shelved because it felt too big? Your mind built the shelf. The top 1% understand this. Reality bends to the most persistent signal you send. So, what signal are you sending right now? Let's get practical. Your mind is running a program and most of it's on autopilot. You wake up, scroll through your phone, grumble about traffic, replay yesterday's frustrations, and that's the code you've written for your day. The 33rd degree knowledge teaches you to rewrite it. Start here. For the next 24 hours, catch yourself when a negative thought creeps in. Don't fight it, just notice it. Then replace it. Swap "I can't do this" with "I'm figuring this out." Trade "this always happens to me" for "I'm ready for something better." Simple, but it's not easy. The top 1% don't flinch at the effort. They know the prize, a reality that bends to their will. Here's a deeper exercise. Grab a pen. Write down 3 thoughts you catch yourself thinking every day. Maybe it's "I'm too tired," "I'll never get ahead," or "people don't appreciate me." Look at them. These aren't just words, they're instructions. They're the architect's plans for the house you're living in. Now ask, how has this thought shaped my life? Has it built walls or opened doors? The top 1% don't let stray thoughts run the show. They audit their mind like a CEO audits a company. Ruthlessly, deliberately, constantly. This is where it gets real. Changing your thoughts isn't a one-time trick. It's a discipline. Your mind's been running the same loops for years, decades. Even those grooves are deep, worn smooth by repetition. The top 1% know that reprogramming takes time. It's like planting a seed in rocky soil. You don't see the sprout tomorrow, but you water it anyway. You trust the process. A single day of positive thinking won't shift your world overnight, but a week might. A month will. A year, you'll barely recognize the life you've built. Picture this: your thoughts are wind pushing a sailboat across the sea of reality. Let them blow wild, and you drift wherever the currents take you, usually into storms. Steer them, harness them, aim them toward a destination, and you cut through the waves with purpose. The top 1% are master sailors. They don't wait for the wind to change. They adjust the sails. They decide where the boat goes, and the boat always moves. But here's the catch. Consistency is king. One bold thought drowned in a sea of doubt won't move the needle. The universe doesn't respond to flickers, it responds to flames. Hold a thought long enough, feed it with focus, and it ignites. That's why the top 1% don't dabble. They commit. They think abundance until it's second nature. They think possibility until it's their default. They think power until it's who they are. And reality? It has no choice but to follow. Let's test it. Pick one area of your life: money, relationships, health. What's the dominant thought you've held about it? Write it down. Now flip it. If it's "I'll never have enough money," try "wealth flows to me effortlessly." Say it out loud. Feel it. Repeat it tomorrow. And the next day. Watch what shifts. Not just in your bank account, but in your eyes, your choices, your energy. The top 1% don't wait for proof. They generate it. This is your power. Your mind isn't a bystander in the game of life. It's the playbook. The 33rd degree knowledge reveals that reality isn't some stubborn wall you crash against. It's clay, soft and pliable, waiting for your hands to shape it. But those hands are guided by your thoughts. So what will you think today? What blueprint will you draw? The top 1% already know their answer. They've been building empires while others sleep. Now it's your turn. The projector's on. The screen's blank. Start designing. You've seen the power of your mind. It's a projector casting light onto the screen of reality. But what fuels that light? What shapes the images it throws into existence? The answer lies deeper, in a force more potent than fleeting thoughts: your beliefs. The top 1%, those who wield the 33rd degree knowledge, don't just think differently, they believe differently. They know beliefs aren't passive opinions or quiet hopes. Beliefs are architects. They draft the plans, lay the foundation, and build the world you live in, brick by invisible brick. Most people see beliefs as reactions. They look at their life, its limits, its struggles, its ceilings, and say, "This is why I believe what I do." They think the world shapes their beliefs. But the top 1% see it in reverse. Beliefs shape the world. If you believe you're destined to struggle, you'll find struggle around every corner. If you believe you're meant for greatness, doors will open where walls once stood. It's not magic. It's design. Your beliefs are the blueprints your reality follows. Why do so many cling to beliefs that hold them back? Fear, comfort, familiarity. A belief like "I'm not good enough" feels safe because it's old, worn in, like a pair of shoes you've walked in for years. It excuses failure before you even try. Keeps you small, predictable, manageable. But here's the catch. Those shoes don't fit anymore. They pinch. They slow you down. The top 1% don't wear hand-me-down beliefs. They craft new ones, custom-made for the life they want to live. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was a single mother working a dead-end job, barely scraping by. Her belief: "This is all I'll ever have." It wasn't just a thought. It was her truth, etched into her bones. Every late bill, every tired night, every no from the world reinforced it. Then something shifted. She heard a whisper, maybe from a book, a friend, or her own weary soul, that said, "You're more than this." She didn't believe it at first, but she tried it on like a coat she wasn't sure she could afford. "I can create something better." She started small. Extra hours, a side gig, a dream she hadn't dared to dream before. Within a year, she'd launched a business. Within 3, she was thriving. The world didn't change first. Her belief did, and reality followed. This is the 33rd degree knowledge in action. Beliefs don't wait for evidence, they generate it. The top 1% don't sit around hoping the universe proves them right. They build the proof. They believe in the impossible, not because it's easy, but because it's powerful. When others see a brick wall, they see a ladder. When others see failure, they see feedback. Their beliefs don't bend to reality. Reality bends to their beliefs. Let's make this yours. Grab a notebook. Write down one belief that's been running your life. Maybe it's "I can't trust people," or "success isn't for someone like me," or "I'm too old to start over." Stare at it. This isn't just a sentence. It's a cage. It's the reason you hesitate, the reason you settle, the reason your world feels smaller than it could be. Now ask, where did this come from? Parent? A failure? A fear? The top 1% don't inherit their beliefs. They choose them. Here's the next step. Rewrite it. Take that belief and flip it into something expansive. If it's "I can't trust people," try "I attract trustworthy allies." If it's "success isn't for me," make it "I am built for success." Don't worry if it feels fake at first. It will. Your old belief felt fake once too, until you wore it long enough to call it true. Now wear this one. Say it out loud. Feel it in your chest. The top 1% don't whisper their beliefs, they declare them. But belief needs roots. Find evidence. Look back at your life, any moment, big or small, where the new belief could have been true. Maybe you helped a friend and felt capable. Maybe you took a risk and it paid off. Write it down. These are seeds. Plant them. Water them with repetition. Every day, tell yourself the new belief. Every night, recall the evidence. Soon, it's not just a statement. It's your foundation. The top 1% know this. Beliefs grow stronger with use. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about architecture. Your old beliefs built a house, maybe a shack, maybe a prison. Your new beliefs can build a palace. But you have to swing the hammer. Sarah didn't wait for someone to hand her a better life. She believed she could construct it, then laid the bricks herself. The top 1% don't wish for change. They engineer it. Their beliefs are tools sharpened daily, aimed at a vision most can't even see. So, what's your blueprint? What world are your beliefs building right now? A cage or a cathedral? The 33rd degree knowledge hands you the pen. You're not stuck with the plans you were given, you can redraw them. Start today. Pick one belief. Rewrite it. Live it. The top 1% don't just dream of a bigger world. They believe it into being. And now, so can you. The architect is awake. The construction begins. You've reprogrammed your thoughts. You've redrawn your beliefs. Now it's time to face the deepest layer of the 33rd degree knowledge. Your identity. This isn't just what you think or believe. It's who you are. The top 1% know a secret most never grasp. Identity is the strongest force shaping your reality. It's the root beneath the tree, the current beneath the waves, the core that holds everything together. Change your identity and the world doesn't just shift, it transforms. Identity is the story you tell yourself. It's the quiet voice that says, "This is me." For most, that story is a rerun, written by childhood, etched by failures, polished by fear. I'm someone who struggles. I'm someone who gets by. I'm someone who doesn't stand out. That's the script running your life. Sets the boundaries, draws the lines, decides what's possible before you even try. But here's the revelation. That story isn't fixed. It's fluid. And the top 1%, they're master editors. Why do we cling to old identities? Safety. An identity like "I'm not a leader" feels secure. It excuses you from risk, from judgment, from the spotlight. It's a warm blanket, but it's also a chain. It keeps you small when you were born to expand. The top 1% don't settle for safety. They rewrite the script. They don't wait for the world to call them great. They call themselves great first. And reality follows. Take Mark. He was a quiet guy, a warehouse worker, always in the background. His identity, "I'm just a regular guy," kept him invisible, safe, but stuck. Then one day, he stumbled across a podcast about chasing dreams. Something clicked. He asked himself, what if I'm more? He didn't have proof, just a spark. He started small, reading books, lifting weights, speaking up at work. He told himself, "I'm a creator. Not tomorrow, today." Within months, he'd pitched an idea to his boss. Within a year, he was managing a team. His life didn't change his identity. His identity changed his life. This is the power of the 33rd degree knowledge. The top 1% don't wait for permission to become someone new. They step into it. They know identity isn't a gift handed out by circumstance. It's a choice. You don't need a degree, a bank account, or a cheer squad to claim a new version of yourself. You need courage. You need to decide. The moment you do, reality bends to catch up. Let's make it real. Grab a pen. Write down who you are right now. Not your job or your name, your identity. Maybe it's "I'm a survivor," "I'm a dreamer who never acts," or "I'm an average person." Look at it. This is the lens you've been wearing. It's filtered every choice, every chance, every day. Now ask, does this serve me? Does this version of me build the life I want? The top 1% don't carry dead weight. They shed old skins. Here's the next move. Write a new identity. Make it bold. If you've been "I'm a struggler," try "I'm a trailblazer." If you've been "I'm ordinary," go for "I'm extraordinary." Don't shrink it down to fit what feels realistic. The top 1% don't play small. They stretch. They grow. Now step into it. Act like that person today. If you're a trailblazer, take one risk. If you're extraordinary, do one thing that scares you. The proof comes after the choice, not before. Identity isn't static. It's alive. It evolves when you let it. Mark didn't become a manager because he was handed a title. He became one because he saw himself as a leader first. The top 1% live this truth. Reality mirrors who you believe you are. If you see yourself as a victim, life delivers challenges. If you see yourself as a victor, life delivers victories. It's not about faking it. It's about claiming it. So who are you? Right now, in this moment, who do you choose to be? The 33rd degree knowledge hands you the mirror. You're not locked into the reflection you've always seen. You can shift it. The top 1% don't wait for the world to define them. They define themselves. They step into the identity that matches their vision, and the universe scrambles to align. This is your power, your core, your move. Rewrite the story. Become the one who bends reality. Today. You've claimed your identity. The foundation is set. Now it's time to unlock one of the most mind-bending secrets of the 33rd degree knowledge. Time isn't what you think it is. Most people see time as a straight line. Past behind them, present under their feet, future stretching out ahead. They trudge along, waiting for tomorrow to bring what they want. But the top 1%, they don't wait. They bend time. They collapse it. They live their future right now. And reality races to keep up. This isn't science fiction. It's a shift in perception. The top 1% know that time isn't rigid, it's elastic. Stretch it, shrink it, fold it, and it bends to your energy. Science whispers this truth through quantum fields, where past, present, and future swirl together in a sea of potential, waiting for you to choose. The 33rd degree knowledge takes it further. Time responds to you. Focus on what was and you're chained to yesterday. Focus on what is and you're stuck in today. Focus on what could be and embody it, and the future rushes into the present. Think of time as a river. Most people float downstream, carried by the current, reacting to every twist and turn. They see a dream 5 years away and sigh, someday. That sigh creates a gap, a time lag between where they are and where they want to be. They focus on the distance, the obstacles, the not yet, and that focus widens the gap. The top 1% don't drift. They row. They align their energy with the river's flow, and they pull the horizon closer. They don't wait for someday. They make it today. Here's how it works. Your energy, your thoughts, your beliefs, your identity sets the pace of time. When you imagine your future as a distant speck, something you'll reach if the stars align, you're telling the universe to keep it far away. But when you embody that future, when you feel it, act it, live it as if it's already here, the universe scrambles to deliver. The top 1% don't just dream of success. They walk like it's theirs. They don't just hope for freedom. They breathe it now. Time collapses when you stop chasing it. Let's try it. Close your eyes. Picture yourself 5 years from now, your best self, your boldest life. Where are you? Who are you with? What do you feel? Don't just see it, step into it. Feel the weight of that success in your hands, the warmth of that joy in your chest, the strength of that version of you in your bones. This isn't fantasy. It's a blueprint. The top 1% know the future isn't out there. It's in you, waiting to be claimed. Bring it closer. Make it real. Now ground it. Write down 3 actions that future you would do today. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, starting that project you've delayed, or walking with your head higher. Do one of them right now, not tomorrow, not next week, today. The top 1% don't postpone their future. They live it in the present. Every step you take as that version of yourself pulls time in, shrinks the lag, bends the river's curve. Action isn't just movement. It's a signal. Tells the universe, this is who I am now. But there's a trick, certainty. Most people act from doubt. They take a step, then glance back, wondering if it'll work. That hesitation stretches time, keeps the future at bay. The top 1% move with trust. They don't need to see the finish line. They know it's there. When they act, they're not testing the waters. They're claiming the shore. So feel it. Know it. Your future isn't a question mark. It's a period. Live it with that conviction, and time will fold to match your stride. This is where most stumble. They see the gap between their bank account and their dreams, between their skills and their goals, and they freeze. I'm not there yet, they say. That thought is an anchor dragging them back. The top 1% see the gap and smile. They know it's an illusion. They don't focus on what they lack. They focus on who they're becoming. They vibrate at the frequency of their future self, and the universe tunes in. Time doesn't resist. It aligns. Picture a seed. You plant it today, but you don't dig it up tomorrow to check if it's growing. You water it. You trust it. Your future is that seed. Every action, every moment of certainty, every breath of embodiment is water and sunlight. The top 1% don't dig up their dreams with doubt. They nurture them with faith. The sprout breaks through when it's ready, but the growth starts now. Beneath the surface, time is already bending. So stop waiting. The 33rd degree knowledge reveals that time isn't your master. It's your canvas. Paint it. Shape it. Live your future today, and watch how fast tomorrow arrives. The top 1% don't chase time. They command it. They stand in the present, embody the future, and let the river flow to them. You can too. What's your next move? The clock's ticking, but you decide how fast. You've bent time. You've stepped into your future. Now it's time to meet your partner in this dance of reality. The universe. The top 1%, those who wield the 33rd degree knowledge, don't see themselves as lone warriors battling a stubborn world. They're co-creators, working hand in hand with a force far greater than themselves. The universe isn't some distant clockmaker winding up time and walking away. It's alive. It's listening. It's speaking through whispers, nudges, synchronicities. And when you align with it, reality doesn't just bend, it flows. This is the shift. You're not alone. Most people push against life, forcing doors, fighting currents, exhausting themselves to make things happen. They think they have to control it all, every step, every outcome, every second. But the top 1% know better. The universe is a collaborator, a guide, a vast intelligence that's always signaling the way. That chance meeting, a message. That gut feeling, compass. That sudden opportunity, a gift. The trick is tuning in. The universe speaks, but only if you're quiet enough to hear. Let's look at James. He was a startup founder, drowning in stress, micromanaging every detail of his failing business. He'd lie awake, plotting, forcing plans that never worked. One night, burnt out, he felt a pull, an instinct to step back. He ignored it at first. Can't let go, he thought, but the pull grew stronger. Finally, he listened. He stopped forcing, delegated a task he'd clung to, and took a walk instead of a meeting. That walk led him to a cafe, where he overheard a conversation about a new market trend. A week later, his company pivoted. A year later, it thrived. The universe didn't save him. It guided him because he trusted it. This is the 33rd degree knowledge at work. The top 1% don't wrestle reality into submission. They dance with it. They act, but not from fear. They surrender, but not from weakness. They trust, but not blindly. It's a balance. Aligned action, open ears, steady faith. The universe operates on principles, flow, synchronicity, resonance. And when you move with those principles, doors don't just open. They multiply. Here's how to start. Listen to your intuition. It's the universe's voice inside you. Think back. When have you ignored that quiet nudge? Maybe it was a job you took despite a bad vibe, or a choice you made against your better sense. Write down 3 times your gut spoke and you turned away. What happened? Now flip it. Today, when you feel that whisper, call this person, try this path, rest instead of push, act on it. The top 1% don't dismiss intuition as fluff. They treat it as radar. Next, practice surrender. This isn't giving up, it's letting go of the how. Grab a pen. Write down one thing you're trying to control, maybe a goal's timeline, a relationship's outcome, a fear of failure. Now decide. I trust the universe to handle this. Release the grip. Take a breath. The top 1% know that clinging creates resistance. Surrender creates flow. James didn't know that cafe chat would save his business. He acted, then let go. The universe filled the gap. Now act in alignment. Choose one small step today that matches your bigger vision. If you're building a career, send that email. If you're seeking peace, meditate for 5 minutes. But here's the key. Do it with trust, not desperation. Most people act from lack. I need this to work. The top 1% act from knowing this is already unfolding. Every move they make is a thread in a tapestry they co-weave with the universe. Your action isn't a plea. It's a partnership. This is where detachment comes in. The top 1% set their sights, wealth, impact, freedom, but they don't obsess over the details. They don't clutch the when or the how. They plant the seed, water it with effort, then trust the soil. Detachment isn't apathy, it's freedom. When James surrendered, he didn't stop working. He stopped strangling the process. The universe delivered, not on his timeline, but on a better one. Let go of the map. The path still forms. Picture this. The universe is an orchestra, and you're a musician. Play out of tune, force, doubt, control, and the music jars. Play in harmony, action, surrender, trust, and it soars. The top 1% don't fight the conductor. They follow the rhythm. They know every note they play echoes back, amplified by a force they can't see but can feel. That's co-creation. You don't dictate the song. You shape it together. So stop pushing. Start partnering. The 33rd degree knowledge reveals that reality isn't a wall to break. It's a river to ride. Act today but trust tomorrow. Listen to the whispers but don't demand the words. The top 1% don't conquer the universe, they align with it. They move, they release, they believe. And the universe moves with them. What's your next step? The conductor's baton is raised. Play your part. The symphony's begun. You've danced with the universe. Now it's time to seal the bond. The top 1%, masters of the 33rd degree knowledge, wield 2 final keys: gratitude and presence. These aren't soft sentiments, they're forces. Gratitude is a magnet, pulling more of what you love into your orbit. Presence is your power, rooting you in the only moment that matters. Now, together they amplify everything you've built, and they never stop. Gratitude isn't just saying thanks. It's a frequency. When you're grateful for what you have, a warm meal, a kind word, a breath of air, the universe hears. It delivers more. But here's the twist. The top 1% don't just thank the present. They thank the future. Thank you for the success that's coming. Thank you for the peace I'm stepping into. They feel it before it arrives. This isn't hope, it's certainty. Gratitude today builds tomorrow. Presence is the anchor. The past pulls you back with regrets. The future lures you forward with worries. But creation, it happens now. The top 1% don't drift between yesterday and someday. They stand here, fully alive, fully awake. Every thought, every action, every heartbeat in this moment shapes what's next. Scatter your focus and you leak power. Center it and you command reality. And they evolve always. The top 1% don't rest on yesterday's wins. They ask, what's next? Who can I become? They shed old skins, chase new heights, grow beyond what they dreamed. This is the secret. Bending reality isn't a finish line. It's a journey, a spiral upward, an eternal stretch toward more. So start now. Today, thank 3 things: your coffee, your strength, your next victory. Feel it deep, then act. Take 1 step toward your vision, a call, a plan, a leap. Do it present, grateful, alive. The top 1% live this daily. They don't wait for perfection. They create it. Reality isn't a wall. It's a river. You're not here to break it, you're here to steer it. The 33rd degree knowledge is yours now. Gratitude fuels you. Presence grounds you. Evolution drives you. The top 1% don't just bend reality, they flow with it. So can you? Begin. The current's waiting.